And we are live. Welcome, Highfalutin Ski Bum Podcast, episode number 217. It is your pals, roasted in the summer, Mario and Brian. Mario, what's up?
Not much up here. It's getting some rain and feeling happy we're getting closer to ski season. Um, Still battling with my little COVID depression. I'm thinking, COVID shit is gonna fuck up ski season. I don't want it to.
Yeah, we were originally going to have a couple stories talking about that, but I think we're going to push them out a couple more weeks because there's still a lot of unresolved issues now. Obviously, things are going to be different, but
They'll be different after the election. Let's put it that way.
oof,
Right?
yeah.
There's so much shit going on now because I don't even want to talk about election and politics. I just want to
because
get it done with and get to ski season, and hopefully everything will turn up roses for ski season.
we have no insight, we have no opinions that are going to enhance the dialogue anymore. So we're not going to go there. We're going to keep things fun, chill, and ski and snowboard related because you know what? That's what the world needs now. Less politics, more togetherness, more love, more friendship. And that's what we're doing.
What the world needs is people not claiming that they know politics, talking out their ass from whatever they've heard on whatever news station. Just saying.
Nobody cares about you in politics. Nobody.
Exactly. Well, nobody cares about your opinion in general sometimes, right?
Well, not what I'm saying is none of the politicians care about you at all.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, you want to go in there and support, so and so.
Yeah.
Why? They don't love you. They don't tuck you in at night and give you a little kiss and put a little Hershey kiss on your pillow when you go to bed. Nope.
Yeah. I mean, I stay away from Facebook because you see friends all over the place just fighting over Facebook about political opinions. It's like, can you just talk to each other and get it over with?
Pure wankery.
I don't really want to see this.
Yep. We want no part of it. All I know is the last 2 or 3 nights here, it started to get that feel in the air, that end of summer feel where you start hearing those different kinds of crickets where they're like, I can't even describe it, but it's something that I remember as a kid.
Winter crickets, right?
What's that?
The winter crickets come out.
Winter crickets are coming north. Is that what they do? I don't know.
Yeah, coming back up north to stay. I don't know.
I just remember as a kid started to panic when I heard those crickets come out because it meant school was going to start again.
Yeah.
Now, as a grown-ass man who doesn't go to school and who's a job that he hates, I think of this as, this is the harbinger of ski season coming when I hear those crickets. So now, used to be a negative, now it's positive.
Turn that to positive. That's good.
Feeling, yeah, we're gonna, we're gonna get through this. It's all we can do.
It cooled down a little here, but now it's raining like shit, like almost every day. Now's when we get the storms every day, so it's kind of, I guess that signals that winter's coming here. But we're gonna go from 95 to maybe down to like
87.
I'm hoping we get down to like the 30s this year.
Well, maybe that'll happen. Maybe we'll take a look at that in the old ski news today.
Yeah, we'll see. Hey, you know what? The only good thing about it, it doesn't stop me from getting on a plane and going.
There you go.
I don't get snowed in. I can always get out.
That's true. Well, thank you everyone so much for listening. We do appreciate it. Check us out, skibumpodcast.com. When you're there, check out the shop, skibumpodcast.com/shop. Get some swag. We are running low on stuff. We will get new stuff. I've said this for months. I didn't do it. Working on it. Don't you worry, my friends. Also, socials, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at Ski Bum Podcast. Our favorite social media app, Untapped. We are at Ski Bum Podcast and at Ski Bum Podcast Brian. We're both separate there. Follow us both on podcasting apps. Instagram. Nope, that's not a podcasting app. iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher. Subscribe, rate us. 5 stars would be wonderful. We'd really appreciate that. Also, we're on YouTube, SoundCloud, maybe. And, we're all over the place. But thank you again so much for listening. We really do appreciate it. It's been kind of crazy times. We're all getting through this. We're finding our way, and it's going to get better, people. It's not a guarantee, but
get better.
You got to have a positive attitude. You have to visualize
an attack.
You want visualize an attack, like Sun Tzu, the art of war. You know, you have to see your enemy, plan what the enemy's going to do, and do the opposite or something. I don't know. People want to be depressed and pissed off each other. You flip that script. You do the opposite. You be a beacon of joy and hope and light, and make the people around you happier and better. And we'll all get through this together.
Man, I'm glad I came to the podcast today. You give me some uplifting words.
I'm blowing sunshine up everybody's asses today.
It's good.
The kind of
you can be a professional ass blower upper. Sunshine up ass blower upper.
I'm trying to talk myself out of depression. So you know what? If I can pull myself out, I'm pulling all you motherfuckers out with me.
All right.
How about that? How about that?
Yeah, I like it. Oh, the crowd getting in there.
There you go. Official sunshine up the ass blower, Brian. That's great. That's my new Twitter handle. Oh, hello.
Hello.
I don't want to be gross, but today I was watching my son and we were kind of playing in the backyard. And for some reason, he loves my car. And my car is like 15 years old. It's a piece of shit, but he loves it. So he goes inside and he presses all the buttons and plays with all the things. And we're in there today and it's in the garage and it's like 6 o'clock-ish. It's hot in there. And he just like rips a fart and just starts laughing. Yeah, and I texted my wife, I'm like, dude, he farted so bad. I'm like, it smells like summer sauerkraut. I'm like,
oh, damn.
Imagine you left a jar of sauerkraut in the trunk of your car all summer. That's what it smelled like. Like, what are you feeding this kid?
Yeah, right. What are you eating?
He's eating eggs and protein. He's jacked up.
So. Eating like some chili, some fucking chili cheese dogs. God, I cut up a hot dog and put some chili and cheese on it. That's not bad for him, is it?
I just gave him sauerkraut, and now he's just passing it back into the world.
That's right. Sauerkraut will run through him too. Jeez.
Summer sauerkraut. That's what those farts smelled like.
Summer kraut.
And he just started laughing when he farted, and I'm like, "You are my son."
Oh, that's hold on.
Well, that's what I did.
He's like, he's just laughing at you.
He just laughs at his farts. He's awesome. All right.
He's a little kid. They love fart jokes.
We discussed farts and sunshine up the asses. So
right out of the gate, man.
That's right. No, can't stop, won't stop.
We can't go any further down from here.
We can go further up. Hey-o. All right, let's kick it off like we always do. Little lap break today.
All right. I guess I'll take us out of the gate. So I had a really long day today, so I really needed an après. I did medicate, and then I had some après. So I'm feeling pretty good right now, gotta say. Not catatonic, which is good. It's not about what you take, it's about the dosage, right? Everybody knows.
I will say this. Since you got your medical card, and instead of having like 4 or 5 apres and then podcasting, and you've been taking your medicine instead,
yeah,
much like more mellow and jollier.
See, it has helped me. And you know what? I don't do anything during the day. I'll actually take some CBD during the day or in the morning, just because for the health benefits. And then, when work's over, not every day. When I first got the card, every day I was like, I got to try this. I got to try that. Because you're trying different things out. Like, how does it affect me? So now I kind of know the dosages for the ones that I've been using. And I tell you, there are days where I try to just nail it just right. And when you nail it, you're in this like perfect zone. Sometimes you go just a little bit under and it's like, I should have done more, but it's all right. I'll just
last 4 o'clock meeting you have, you start puffing away. You're like, by the time 5 o'clock hits.
I don't do a lot of the vape anymore. I just don't like the vaping all the time. It's like more of a treat or smoking something. I just don't like smoking all the time. So I've been doing the tinctures, the drops. So the problem with that is I noticed the drops don't hit me for about an hour.
Okay.
So if I underdose, I'm like, shit, I don't want to take another hour to wait to see how it hits me. You know what I mean? So
which one do you have, like a 1-to-1 THC to CBD tincture you use, or?
I have a 1-to-1, and they actually gave me this 3 CBD to 1 THC, which is pretty good too.
Oh, nice.
It's like really nice. It's just, it doesn't really make you feel much of anything, but it really helps. Like if you got pain, because every once in a while I get back pain or I'll do something stupid and hurt myself. And that little bit of THC in there really helps with that pain. It's surprising.
Yeah, I know I have a 1-to-1 that I know. I think I talked about in the podcast before that I took last year when I went to go see the Rockettes. I took some edibles and then I took a ton of this tincture, and dude, I was so
over edible, then you figured you'll balance it out with the tincture.
I'll balance it out with it. Well,
that's what you're supposed to do,
dude. We went to Fogo. All right, so we went full Jersey and we took a limo into the city. We were drinking bourbon for an hour in the car going into the city. Went to Fogo to fucking Chow, ate a shitload of meat, drank some wine, then went to go see the Rockettes and took the edibles at the beginning of the show.
Oof.
One part in the Rockettes where they do this, like, I don't know how many there are. There's 50 of them or 30 of them, however many there are. They all line up together and they fall onto each other in slow motion. I was so high that it felt like it took a week for them to fall. I'm just like freaking out. I'm looking around I'm like, is anyone else like just like wanting them to just goddamn fall faster? Because this is taking forever.
It's funny.
Oh my God. I'm just like, what is taking them so goddamn long to fall? Like, fall.
It's hilarious.
And there was a lot of tincture that was used. And I think it just hit during that part of the show. And sad news, the Rockettes Radio City Christmas Spectacular canceled for the first time in 87 goddamn years this year.
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. It's a little depressing, the amount of stuff that's getting canceled. And we'll actually talk about that later in some of the ski news.
We're getting canceled.
We're getting another canceled.
Yeah. After today. Mario. Holy shit. So
it's good to test it and dose, but yeah, thanks for that feedback, because I think it's helping me in general. I'm drinking a lot less alcohol, like a ton less. I went from if you want to equate it to actual, normal men like quantities, I went from like 2 cases a week on a weekend to like not even a 6-pack. Like that's the difference.
Drastic.
Yeah, because you just have a little bit, you hang out, it's kind of nice, and you sip your beer,
Gentlemen.
Like a gentleman, pinky up and just kind of sipping that beer.
My whole thing has changed. I've been drinking a lot less too, but only because of the life being so crazy as it is right now. I don't have a chance to work out until like after 8:30 at night. So I've been doing my aero ski or yoga classes later during like at night.
Nice.
So I'm like, I don't want to drink at dinner or happy hour or anything because I want to make sure I can do my workout. So by the time I'm done, it's like 10:30. I'm already exhausted. So no need to drink anything at that point. So just fall asleep.
That's good. I still like working out at night, like after work. And I can't drink before working out. There's some people like, oh, I've only had a beer or two, I'm going to go work out. I'm like, I can't do it. I don't know.
What are they really doing when they work out?
I don't know. Talking to people. Like
got the Thigh Master.
Yeah.
Squeezing a few out.
Watching the girls at the Thigh Master. That's it.
Doing 10 bicep curls and calling it a day. Yeah, I'm done. I worked out. I'm huge.
We spray some water on me. I'm good. Yeah. But yeah, so I feel you. So I am drinking a nice beer from Cycle Brewing Company in St. Pete, Florida. So if anybody hasn't been to St. Pete, it's really nice. So this is the brewery that I've been to is the one in downtown St. Pete, which is like 20 or 30 minutes still from actual St. Pete Beach. So if you're ever coming down to visit, just look at the map, because if you stay in St. Pete downtown and think you're right near the beach, on the beach, you're not. So just a little word of advice. But they make some pretty good, they make a crank IPA, which is really good. But this one I found in a can, I got to say, when I moved here like 2.5 years ago. And I remember talking to somebody about it that knows beer from, local beer, and they're like, oh, that's good. Cycle Brewing makes some good stuff. And I found this and they were like, wow. They're like, that's pretty hard to find. They get it in places, but then it sells out right away. So I actually found it this week. I went to a different store. I was like, oh, I got to get some. So of course
I ghetto liquor store with people fighting and naked.
The ghetto liquor store. See? So It's Cycle Brewing called Cream and Sugar Please. It's brewed with coffee and lactose, and I believe it's a porter. Let's see. So it's not super sweet, but it is like sweeter. It's an American porter. It has a sweet taste, but it's not like a gummy, gooey, syrupy beer. It actually tastes on the lighter side, a little fruity. It really tastes, when you have it, if you think that you're drinking like a cold brew with a little bit of cream in it, that's exactly what it tastes like. It's pretty amazing.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's delicious.
If
I ever get around to it, I got to send you some.
Have you ever tried that Jägermeister cold brew?
No.
I know they keep showing commercials for it during the NHL playoffs. And I'm so pissed. I almost got it.
Really?
The last weekend I skied back in March. I really wanted an Irish coffee. And we were at that Irish pub in Ludlow by Okemo. Remember, we've gone there before.
Oh, yeah.
I was there and I ordered an Irish coffee and drank that. And just after I got it, I saw they had that Jägermeister cold brew. And it's actually made with cold brew coffee.
Yeah, I'm reading it now. They're like, it's cold brew coffee, and
I heard it's actually kind of good.
Really? I guess if they put a little bit of it, it would taste a little herby and a little,
I really want to try it, but I don't want to buy a bottle of it. It just seems like, because
you got to look for one of those little airplane bottles, the samples.
I hate the dollar value of that. And one of the last things my father gave me before he passed was a partially dranken bottle of Jägermeister.
See? Why don't you
really,
just try making your own? Just take some of the Jägermeister, put in coffee.
Now you sound like my wife, because this is exactly what she said to me.
Exactly. Why wouldn't you try that? See if that flavor makes you power vomit before you actually go out and buy anything.
Right? The rocket shits that Jägermeister cold brew has the potential to cause.
Yeah, but
like Jägermeister gives you the shits. Coffee is a diuretic by definition. I mean, I can only imagine the carnage you could cause. This is why you get the bidet. If you got the bidet, not a problem.
People do it all the time. They torture themselves giving them the shits all the time. Look at that line at Chipotle. That's not going to end well, but everybody goes.
Have you seen like their revenue is up so much during COVID because of like Uber Eats and DoorDash and stuff? Like people still need their fix. They're just getting like burrito launchers and just firing them. And people are like, "Oh my god, burritos! Gotta have them."
Remember the bad rap they had? It was like, if you look at everything that happened, all the bad press they got, it was only like a handful of stores or like a few stores, and then the news traveled and everybody's like, "Oh, Chipotle, you don't eat Chipotle," and a lot of people stopped going there. But I'm like, they're gonna come back at some point because people are gonna be like, "Where am I gonna get a burrito that's pretty delicious?"
Probably McDonald's poisoning their supply anyway, just so they can get people go to McDonald's instead.
Yeah, but then it hit social media, and this is another reason I hate social media, and people took it and it's basically try to ruin Chipotle over a few cases that hit social media pretty big.
Chipotle's goddamn delicious.
You could have the Chipotle Jägermeister cold brew.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge of some sort.
You can make a sauce and put the sauce on the burrito.
A dipping sauce.
Oh, a dipping sauce. Ooh, like the Mulan sauce.
You need that goddamn Szechuan
sauce.
You mentioned that the last like 5 episodes.
Well, because I've been catching up on Rick and Morty, man.
Oh, so goddamn good.
I'm all caught up, but now they broke up this last season, right?
Yeah. I wonder if some sort of brewery could take the Jägermeister cold brew and a bunch of lactose and make like a version of your cream and sugar.
Yeah, the cream and sugar does have lactose too, so they add lactose. That's what gives it nice and creamy. I tell you what, it's really smooth. If I get some balls one of these days, I'll chuck it in a bag and send it to you.
Lactose. I personally am not. I'm lactose tolerant.
Me too. Yeah.
I like some of my beers with a big old wad of lactose, and they're making them all thick and creamy. Milkshake IPAs, and I think this one
tastes like milkshakes.
A porter with lactose, like that sounds awesome.
It's
Have you been to the Salvador Dali Museum in St. Petersburg?
Yes. I am a member of the Dali Museum and a member of the Clearwater Aquarium.
Does that mean you have a special filter on your phone that gives you like the Dali like mustache? That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
I saw it, like,
the museum is really cool. The building itself is beautiful.
Is it? I just noticed you mentioned how far the beach is from the downtown, so I had to pull up Google Maps to look at it. And one of the first things that comes up is the Dali Museum. And I actually went, this had to be like 10, 12 years ago. There was like a traveling Dali exhibit that was in Philly.
Nice.
That I went and checked out. And it was like his stuff I still get blown away, like how cool it is.
Oh, it's amazing stuff.
Real stuff. Like
the museum's pretty big, and I think they said it's the second largest Dali museum other than the one in Spain.
Oh, wow.
Like his house, I guess, where he used to live. And like, so it's like the real deal. And I guess this family, I think it was the Morse family, which is a pretty big name in the Tampa area. They had this huge collection. They created the museum and they donated all their stuff or endowed it. And they built, I mean, if you look at the building, if you look on the website, the building's beautiful and it's like a Dali sculpture. Hurricane proof.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I'm just looking at it now.
And it's like this glass, almost looks like a bean, like a freeform bean that they made on the side out of glass. It's really cool. And then
almost like part of it was like the Predator, or not the Predator, the Terminator, like the T-1000 when it was kind of like it was like through something. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that, and then they got like sculptures on the grounds, and then they always have like another exhibit that comes in. Like I saw him with Goya. But yeah, I'm a member. I support the arts, man.
Look at you.
I got the family plan. I got the, reciprocating, museum, so we can go whenever we want. They always have like, they have a bar in there too, by the way. Oh, you go in there, have a few, and just walk around. It's kind of nice.
Well, I think that's going to be very important for the podcast as we continue to blow up, is that we do support the arts. I mean, that's very important to give back.
Well, I posted pictures on our Instagram. If anybody saw, they're pretty cool. They came out. It was a nice day, and Clearwater Auditorium, which is Clearwater Aquarium, which is, I think, 1.5 miles from me. We rode our bikes there. So we ride our bike out to the beach. We eat breakfast, and then we go to the auditorium, and we have a membership now. So we just go in there whenever we can go as many times as we want. So we go in there, and they just opened up the day before this massive expansion that they've been building for like a year now. And it's this huge tank. So we were in there, and it was like nobody in there. It's like your own personal viewing thing. And they're all rescues. All the animals in there are rescues. So it's all to like, rescue the animals and support, the wildlife and stuff. But they have this big tank, and they had these two, what do they call them? There's like all these different type of dolphins, and they have winter, which you always see in there. That's like their big attraction. The one from the movie with the missing.
Ace Ventura.
The what?
Ace Ventura Pet Detective.
No.
Snowflake.
Snowflake. Snowflake. No, this is the one that's missing its.
Okay.
It's missing the tail.
Oh, really?
Prosthetic tail on it. So like that's the whole, the movie. And it's pretty cool. So you always see the, that dolphin in there, but they have these two ocean dolphins, and they were huge. They were like, yeah, winter, and the other ones, the regular dolphins, the bottlenose or whatever they are, they're like, I think they said they're like 6 feet. This one was like 8 or 10 feet. It was gigantic. I was like, wow, they were like really big.
Damn.
But then they got, they have sea turtles there. They got, all sorts of stuff. It's kind of cool to stop in and look. But it's a great attraction for being by the beach, For me, I like it because it's on the way to the beach. So
that is pretty cool, yeah.
Just stop in. And that's why I got a membership. I'm like, nice to give them steady money. And if I'm going to go a bunch of times, it makes sense.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
And it's a tax write-off. It's all for, charity. So
there you go, yeah. Support the arts. You non-sophisticated bitches.
That's right. No.
All right, so I'm diving into my beer now.
Diving in.
So I had a beer today, and it was one of those things. Lately, I've been coming up, just snake eyes with all of my beer acquisition plans.
Yeah.
I was going to go to freaking Treehouse a few weeks ago. That goddamn hurricane came, knocked out power. I was going.
It's getting in the way of that.
Tomorrow, I was supposed to go to Icarus. That all fell through.
Is it closed or something, or you're just not going?
No, I just can't. I can't swing an extra 45 minutes to go to the goddamn brewery because that's what my life is like right now.
Yeah, you got priorities.
But today, I decided, so my son's going to be his 3rd birthday this weekend. Had to get some food. Wife went to Costco. My 8-month pregnant wife went to Costco. And before that, I said, hey, can you stop at the Cane Brewery for me? Because it's right next to Costco, which is goddamn convenient. So my wife, 8 months pregnant, is waddling up to the goddamn tent because that's all they have right now. They have an outside tent and they have the beers in like the truck next to it, keeping them cold. That's how you get beer now there. So she's like, I was the only one there because it's 5 o'clock on a Thursday. I guess it wasn't a big draw. And I had her get me 3 4-packs. That's all I wanted. They have deliveries, but you got to spend $75. I'm like, I don't want to have that much beer around right now.
Yeah, right.
Just wanted 3 4-packs. So the one I decided to drink today was the one that had the most ski-like name to it. That one is called Corduroy Lines. Because I know when I think of corduroy, I don't think of silly pants I used to wear as a child. I think of fancy ski resorts, first thing in the morning. I picture sun. I picture those crisp lines. I'll tell you the time most recently that I had a beautiful corduroy to ski on was when our pal Rich and I were in Ellicottville, and we skied at Hollymont, which was the private ski club.
Nice.
We were there on a sunny Sunday morning, and we just had beautiful corduroy to ski on. And seeing this beer, seeing the name, that's what it reminded me of. And the beer is quite delicious. It comes in at a whopping 8.4%. So it's got some pow to it. Very, classic New England style IPA, tons of tropical fruit and orange. It's tasty. And I had to go up and get myself some pistachios to eat while I'm drinking this because I like the taste of it so much. I needed to put some salt on my palate to almost reset the palate so I could keep tasting this beer because again, it's fresh right from the brewery today.
Nice.
Delicious. If you're an IPA fan and you're at the beach in Jersey, you could do a lot worse than grabbing one of these.
Nice.
Cane, everything Cane makes is actually really good.
Think about the last time you had, they put at the bar some peanuts and you're eating them and you're oh, these nuts, this trail mix or nuts go good with the beer. That's never going to be around again.
These pretzels are making me thirsty. Dude, there's so many things we all took for granted that we're just never going to have again.
Never going to have that again. It was it was cool. They put out, free snacks. You're out there chomping down. You're all right, this is good. And
everyone's just dirty fucking COVID plague hands.
Hands right in there and COVID and it's horrible.
Remember places, was it Lookout with the peanuts?
Yeah.
You get your little scooper thing and you scoop out your peanuts.
Yeah, but people would go in there with their dirty ass hands I am grabbing them. I don't need a scooper. I'm clean.
They're not. They're grabbing their dicks. They're spraying all over the place. They're just not even washing their hands.
Really do.
Justin did that, I think.
Oh. It's dude, you were in the bathroom next to me. You didn't wash your hands. You just fucking walk out. Just put your hands right in the peanuts.
Putting your hands right there in the goddamn peanuts.
Right in the penis. Oh, and that wasn't a Freudian slip because that's what you're eating now. That the penis touch the hands that touch all the peanuts in there.
But the beauty is the shell. The shell protects the peanuts from the peanuts.
That's true. But still in my mind, they're flagged as peanuts. So
peanuts. So just a little throwback. Since we're talking about peanuts, a little throwback to last week. We've discussed it. Mario and I both consumed some edible cannabis before last week's episode. And mine kicked in beautifully towards the end. After the podcast, I had some crazy munchies. I went upstairs. My wife had just bought strawberry Haagen-Dazs ice cream.
Oh, you ate the whole thing, didn't you?
Amazingly, I did not. But I had like a nice scoop full of couple scoops full of ice cream, like this little, like a ramekin size that has my pistachios in it at the moment.
Nice.
That size. But for some reason, that weed creativity, I was like, dude, you know what would be really good in this? Pretzels. Peanut butter pretzels.
No.
In the strawberry ice cream. Listen, Ben and Jerry's puts all kinds of crazy shit in their ice cream.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
They overdo it sometimes. But the strawberry Haagen-Dazs with peanut butter pretzels, I got to tell you, absolutely fantastic.
Strawberry peanut butter pretzel.
Dude, it was so good. It was like a peanut butter and strawberry jelly pretzel sandwich.
Man.
Think about that.
You know what I've been hooked up talking about ice cream? I've been hooked on the ice cream sandwiches again. So if anybody knows me, I don't like a lot of ice cream. Every once in a while I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll have ice cream. But then when I get in a mood for having ice cream, I want to have it like, I'll have it for like a week and then I won't have it for like 3 months. You know what I mean? That's just how I go. Every once in a while I get in this kick. And I know when it feels right, I'm like, I'm just gonna, go out and buy ice cream sandwiches. But they can't be like the fancy, like Blue Bunny ones. They got to be like the ghetto, no name brand.
Whatever store brand.
Yeah, that's what I grew up with. And I'm like, so I eat them. Last night I'm sitting there watching TV with Melanie and I'm just I raced through like 4 of those. I'm like, all right, I got to stop. And you know what pissed me off about eating them? Unwrapping them. I'm like, this is pissing me off. I could eat so many more if I didn't have a goddamn wrapper on them.
You're losing 2 or 3% of your sandwich on that goddamn wrapper, too.
You know how much energy I'm expending eating that? I want all the full fat in. I don't want to spend it eating the goddamn ice cream sandwich.
Yeah.
So if I had a butler, peel these ice cream sandwiches, bring them to me.
I think that's my favorite part of being an adult is that you can eat as much goddamn ice cream as you want.
Oh, and whenever you want, but like breakfast, yeah.
That is definitely my favorite part of being a grown-up.
Oh, working from home now is even worse. You're like, yeah, I'm going to just have some ice cream. I'm going to have whatever's in the fridge.
You're like, oh, look what's here. There's 6 pints of ice cream, coincidentally.
Dude, I got a Publix supermarket like a block away. I walk there at lunch and I'm like, just getting shit that hey, brownies today. It's horrible.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's very dangerous.
Bad news. Well, speaking of bad news, how about this beer brand offering 30 cases to anyone who can prove they were behind a strange library discovery? I didn't read the story. Have you read it yet?
I did. So this is, if anybody remembers Hamm's, do you remember Hamm's beer?
No.
I remember Hamm's. I remember seeing it, but I thought they were out of business. I guess apparently they seem to still be in business, and they were doing some renovation on this library in Washington, and they decided, they were moving around this book collection. I think they said the mystery book collection. They were moving that around and doing some, I guess, I don't know, probably some cosmetic work, construction, whatever. And they removed a corner panel of some really old shelving. And they said all of a sudden they found, I forgot how much of it. I think it was like a case.
30 cases?
No, it was 30-year-old. How many cases was it? It's 30 years old. So it was done 30 years ago. And I don't know. I guess they're looking at the date on the bottle, on the cans or whatever. But
it's like it was born on date. Remember that?
Yeah. But it was like
Pioneer that.
Oh, it was Budweiser, I think.
Like the born on date. Yeah.
The born on date. Oh, and you're somebody that worked in the brewery, and
sure
they said they would take pallets of that stuff, put it in this big crusher because the born on date had expired or was too close, and they'd crush all that beer. I was like,
wow,
free with the glass in it. It's not like they emptied it and reused the bottles. They're like, nope, crush it all.
Yeah, the good old days.
Good old days.
Just dump it in the river.
But so they removed the paneling and they found this beer. I don't know how much was there. It looks like a 6-pack or a few beers or whatever. So they're actually offering a reward that if you can prove that it's your beer, they will give you 30 cases of Hamm's beer.
How the hell are you going to prove that it's your beer?
I don't know.
From 30 years ago.
I'm sure people coming forward and like, yeah, I did
it. Well, obviously, you look like a trustworthy gentleman. Here's your 30 cases of beer, sir.
So that's pretty funny. And it's funny, they have a picture of it, and they found the Hamm's beer, and they found this weird-ass Godzilla gum.
It looks like Big League Chew, the packet.
Yeah. It says Godzilla heads. And it has, like, Godzilla breathing fire.
Dude, you got to think.
Godzilla-themed gum.
I bet the person who put it there was like some freaking janitor who was like drinking beers every night and just like died the next day after he hit it. That's my guess. Like I picture like the janitor from Billy Madison.
Yeah, right. Or kids that swiped it from home and they brought it in there and be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go to the library again, drinking beer." And we're gonna get caught and never went back.
How the goddamn hell are you gonna prove that was you?
Here's a picture of me putting the beer where you said it was.
Yeah. I knew there'd be a whole thing called the internet in about 30 years, so I made sure I had a proper post all set up with a photo of me putting the beer in here and a little video of... Could you imagine 30 years ago what sort of technology would be required to put together what you could just do on your phone on Instagram right now?
Well, 30 years ago, people still went to the library. You want to hide anything, you leave it on the middle of the floor in the library right now. I guarantee it's going to be low visibility.
Like, imagine a place where all these books are.
You mean they're not on my phone? No, you actually pick them up and read them.
You pick them up?
What? You mean you have to touch them?
You have to go there to a place?
Yeah, that's a COVID hotspot right there, right?
Listen, nobody with COVID is going to the library.
Yeah,
nobody's going to the library, period.
Yeah.
I have a library within walking distance, and it was awesome for the kids because they have all these like story times and stuff, and now you can't even goddamn do that.
Can't even.
It's all these, yeah.
Can't even. Damn.
Well, you know what? This is pretty close to what the hell was the guy in Colorado, the gold stash that they recently just found?
Oh yeah, the gold, his treasure.
The treasure. This is pretty much the same thing. The Ham's treasure is sort of the same as the $1 million gold treasure.
The Fen treasure, the Forest Fen treasure.
Forest Fen, there you go.
This is like the Forest Fen of beer.
Horace Ham. That's probably the first guy, the owner's name, right?
Horace Ham.
Horace Ham.
Oh, looking at that now, they have a picture of the treasure chest found.
Pretty goddamn sweet.
Of course, there's an ad to see it, so I'm closing it down. I'm not going to see it.
God,
ads everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, let's go for a ride in the gondola.
All right, let's do it. You want to take this first one?
Sure. As I vape a little. Vaping linked to risk of COVID-19 in teens and young adults. So they're saying vaping. Now, of course, you have to extrapolate this from people that are thinking, I don't know if this was actual testing, but like whatever. So they said they collected data, but they're estimating that a 5 to 7 times increased risk of COVID is suggested by their study. Right now, I'm thinking it's because people sharing stuff.
You'd have to think that's the reason, right? It's almost like you're making out with someone with COVID.
Yeah. So the way they collected this stuff seems like trash, but whatever. They're saying if they experience COVID-19 symptoms in the past 30 days, have been tested or diagnosed with the disease. So they were asked if they use vaping devices and whether they had smoked in the past 30 days and if they experienced symptoms. So they're saying that they said people that use both cigarettes and e-cigarettes in the previous 30 days were 4.7 times more likely to experience COVID-19 symptoms. Among people tested who used just e-cigarettes were 5 times more likely to get a COVID-19 result. So, of course, they come at the end. They say the study cannot prove that vaping caused COVID-19. Of course, dumbasses. But they're saying that vaping involves a repeated touching of hands to the mouth and face, which is associated with the spread. So that's where they're linking it to potentially.
Aren't they too saying that if you are healthy and active and outside, you're more likely to fight it off? If you're someone who's inside, like,
get it, they're saying that you would get it more likely.
Also, too, what if someone who's always inside and just smoking and vaping?
Well, just think of the nature of a vape, right? So you carry it around, you put it in your pocket, you vape, you put it in your pocket. You're constantly taking it out and putting it down, right? You're not unwrapping it. You're not wrapping it up and putting it away. Like it's kind of like,
it's not really sanitary to begin with.
It's not sanitary to begin with. So the fact that if COVID's around, yeah, you touch something, you touch your vape pen, it has the COVID on it, and you put it to your mouth, and boom, you're infected. So
yeah,
that's where I see. But I didn't think you needed to do a whole study to find that out.
So is the key to have like sanitary vape drones come down? Like imagine the drone drops down right to your face, you take a puff, and then it just flies away and goes and sanitizes and then comes back.
I like that. I like drone vaping.
I think we haven't really explored how many possible awesome things could be done with drones.
Even better, drone comes down, you don't puff, it just puffs air into your face. It puffs that weed into your face.
It's almost like a weed fart.
That's right. Weed farts in your face.
Weed
fart drones.
Wasn't that like a Snoop song? Weed farts in your face?
Weed farts.
Probably.
Sounds like one.
Off the Dogfather?
Or Dave Chappelle. It could be a Dylon song.
Dylon song, yeah. Up a crump.
But think about it. If you carried a pen around all day and you were putting it in your mouth, that's not, you could really get sick from that even before COVID, right? So the vape is probably the same thing. So now you're talking about possibly an opportunity for a product to come out like a vape sleeve where you can have it on you and you put it in your safe vape sleeve.
Like a vape condom.
Vape condom. Oh, vape condoms. Vondoms.
Condom. Opa condom style.
What is excuse me, you're smoking the vape with the condom on it. Well, yes, of course. Who doesn't?
I practice safe vaping.
Safe vaping. Well, because you have the tip. That tip, you're putting your mouth just on the tip.
Just putting that tip in your mouth there, sir.
And where has that been? In your pocket, on the floor? People put them on the table. It's like some of the tables are gross.
People keister them too.
They keister them. That's like, the top tier reusable coffee cup. So I've seen people do this at work, and I'm always careful. I take a new paper towel, like when I was going into the office, put it down. I put this down. Then I wash my cup out. Then I wash this. I put everything on the napkin, on the paper towel, right? But I've seen people come out. They take their top off, put it right on the dirty ass counter, go clean their mug. They do all that stuff. And then they take this and they're like, oh no, I didn't touch the top where you put your mouth on. But it's like, this bottom part that goes right next to where all the liquid is. That was touching the counter that hasn't been cleaned in like 2 days. And they go, and that's how you get sick. Just saying.
That's how you get coronavirus.
That's how you get corona. That's how you get dengue fever. You get whatever else is out there. Ebola. What do we got? Oh, did you hear tonight? I heard somebody tried killing Putin.
No, I thought Putin ended up killing his like one of his.
They tried poisoning him.
Oh, really? Russia, like it's just thug life over there.
Oh, they fucking trying to kill him.
No, it's his opposition leader. It says Putin opposition leader Alexei Navalny is in a coma after poisoning.
Oh, so Putin poisoned him.
Allegedly, perhaps. We didn't say that. No, we didn't say. We would listen. Comrade Putin is a wonderful man. He's a fantastic hockey player.
He's a chronic poisoner.
Allegedly, perhaps.
He's a chronic poisoner.
I loved how last week, you see that Russia was saying they had like a coronavirus vaccine.
Oh,
like, oh yes, vaccine, not to go. Putin's like, we gave it to my daughter. They actually said that he gave it to his daughter already.
Really?
Yeah, and it's funny because the article also said that Putin rarely acknowledges that he has kids.
Jeez. Yeah, meanwhile, his daughter was a guinea pig. She was tied down.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know how the belief that everything in Russia is his. So anybody in Russia could be his daughter.
I have other cure, but I give that to my enemies. It's called like they kill him. They
This
go on
poor
the
bastard. Yeah, he's friggin' fighting for his life. He's poisoned.
Also, Putin was all right. Poisoned.
Putin's opposition leader.
Damn.
God.
He's like, I think I'm losing election. I poisoned them. That's fucked up. That's
I'm not saying poisoning politicians is a good idea, but not a terrible idea. Let's be honest.
Hey, if I'm a politician, if I'm a rich guy, just in general, I'm having somebody taste all my stuff. But like, you taste it, I'm waiting 15 minutes before I eat.
Not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea.
So since we're still hanging out in the gondola, got one more another story in here. If you're an investor trying to make a couple bucks here off of weed, saying cannabis industry is readying for mergers and acquisitions after COVID-19 boosts weed demand.
Well, yeah, I could see that.
After nearly a year of next to no deal making, cannabis companies are gearing up for mergers and acquisitions as realistic stock valuations and the prospect of U.S. legalization attract buyers to a sector that has been decimated by oversupply and other issues. It just goes in to talk about some of the big companies like Afria, which is one of Canada's biggest. You got Canopy, which is another one of Canada's largest.
Yeah.
Which is owned by Corona Beer maker Constellation Brands. And they're saying that a lot of these smaller companies could get gobbled up as these bigger companies are looking to grow and expand. I don't know the exact number at this point, but there are several states that are looking to legalize in November.
Yeah.
And I said this, I've been saying this for months now. I feel like legalizing cannabis in the US could be not quite a silver bullet, but could be huge in terms of getting people back to work. If they could just legalize it, all the requirements, the seed to sale, there's so many pieces of the puzzle. If they want to get people working ASAP, legalize weed and get these people jobs.
Yeah. At least you could leave it up to the states to make it, but federally they should legalize it. You would save a lot of money. It would just be easier. You'd have a real industry. I don't know. I think what's going to happen is if you get some big investors into cannabis and they start consolidating this, it's going to be, now they're going to start having lobbyists. They're going to get into the politicians. And then, I don't trust any politicians. I hear that people are like, oh yeah, so-and-so's for weed or they're for this legislation. You know what? You saw that in your own state. How did that work out? First 100 days going to legalize what is it? It's been what, 4 years now? There's been no legalization.
3 goddamn years. They're all full of shit.
They all talk about it until you put some bill down and have some meat and potato, some meat behind that. Don't talk about it. It's bullshit. And it's just a blind promise because it's been blind promised for years now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even when they pass it, we had that whole bunch of rants where we talked about, it's passed and then they still delay it for like a few years before they implement it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I don't hear any politicians say that they're pro weed or they may make it happen. That's all bullshit.
You're all full of shit.
If you want to listen to that bullshit, then you're an idiot because you should really get some, not just promises. You need to get something in writing from these people.
We would never tell you to poison politicians, but it seems to be working for Putin.
Do you take the weed or the poison? I don't know.
Choose your poison.
Choose your poison. That's right.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up the old trip to the gondola. And now we're going to go into ski news. So like we said earlier, originally we had a couple stories about what to expect during the ski season. We're not talking about those now. It's still August.
Still too early. Yeah.
Still too goddamn early. Trying to find some interesting stuff going on here. Saw a great story in Powder magazine, and we've been talking about this for a couple months. It looked like it was going to happen, then not going to happen, but now it's going to happen. Saddleback Mountain in Maine will reopen after 5-year closure.
Wow.
Really, really cool. Located in the lakes. The maniacs are going crazy.
They are going crazy. That's good ski news.
Located in the Lakes District of Western Maine, Saddleback Mountain is going to open this season for the first time in 5 years. Back in 2015, Saddleback was scrambling to find the funding required to update their 51-year-old Rangeley double chair that provided the main access from the base lodge to the summit. Ultimately failing to find the funding in time, the main ski resort shut its doors. So within those last 5 years, there was a bunch of deals back and forth. Some fell through, just didn't work out. But in January of this year, it was acquired by Arcteris, a Boston-based economic impact firm, whatever the hell that means, that targets underserved rural and urban communities for investments that further positive social outcomes. That's quite a mission statement. They bought it, which bought the mountain for $6.5 million.
That's nothing. That's chump change.
Seriously. So they plan to pump in millions more, supporting infrastructure projects like a new high-speed Doppelmayr quad chair that will replace the Rangeley double chair and triple uphill capacity. They will also fund a solar farm that will power their snowmaking equipment for years to come. Super cool. They're saying it's built largely from scratch. They have huge potential for investment, highly dedicated staff, and they're focusing on people and community, which sounds super utopic, but they have big plans, and so far they've started to implement them. I'm super psyched to check this place out once it finally gets up and running. I think they said that the lift might take another year to get in place, but they're doing lots of work. They're dumping a bunch of money into it.
So here's one of the interesting things about this. They say the market's changing and may benefit the small resorts, which is where they see the sweet spot now. But they're actually trying to do it not as a multi-million-dollar resort, but as just a regular resort as they grew up in the past, which is kind of neat to do in today's day and age. I think with the technology, like if you did have the right effort, I think you definitely, what they're doing there will work and may even be better than some of the big multi-million-dollar resorts, because they can do things the multi-million-dollar resorts may not do, especially for a smaller mountain or,
A lot of those big, crazy expensive places, they need to get a certain number of people in there every day. They got to sell so many sweatshirts. They got to sell so many $25 burgers. The smaller places, they don't have all that overhead. They don't have all that nonsense that they have to pay for. So
they put that money back into that resort, not, hey, we got this money, but we got a more profitable, let's put more money over there. It's just the one resort.
And you know what? They can focus on the skiing and boarding, the stuff that skiers and snowboarders care about, terrain, lifts. And you know what? The lodge, as long as you can go in there, grab a quick bite or something, like that's all that matters. I know I don't really care about having a million dining options. I just want to get in, get something quick, get back on the slopes. That's the most important thing.
Well, look at Magic Mountain, right? That's a perfect example.
That place is perfect.
Yeah, not a big corporate, but nice and Yep.
It always comes back to magic.
Always comes back.
They just have a beautiful formula, and they're in a great spot. So this will be cool. So I'm excited for the Saddleback Mountain, and I hope everything goes well this summer, and hopefully we can get a chance to check it out.
Yeah.
I plan on throwing my net a little wider in the area that's drivable this year, but we shall see.
Yeah, I'm still in the flyable range, and I've actually kind of put a deposit on a trip to Europe. So we'll see. See if that happens.
If you're allowed.
If I'm allowed. I mean, who knows? I can't even go to Canada right now. So me thinking about going to Europe is very lofty. So it's totally refundable. So that's why I booked it. I did something on it. So
speaking of Europe,
it was announced today. This is breaking news. FIS Alpine World Cup has been decided to remain in Europe.
Wow.
So this is, where's the, so
you're getting a lot of use out of that sound effect machine today, aren't you?
Well, I was really looking at it today because I have 2 buttons that I always use, and I'm like, hey, what do these other buttons do? Because I always forget. So I got that one right.
Sorry, Killington.
Sorry, Killington.
So go to run.
Yeah. So this is going to affect it's going to affect North America. So there's like Killington, Lake Louise, Alberta, Beaver Creek. Where else? I know those are the big ones, but I know Michaela Schifrin, she was in the news today too, talking about it, how she was a little disappointed. But, you know, for people from North America, you know, they're going to have to be away from home a lot because that World Cup circuit isn't easy. I mean, you're on the road going from place to place. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, they've made that decision, and men's and women's calendars will be changed. So definitely have to change plans again. Not great to hear, especially during this time of being locked down. Everybody wants to hear that they'll be able to get out again. So just gonna have to watch out for when they open stuff back up. So sucks.
Yeah, it really does suck because I know up at Killington, you know, they've been doing it for, I believe, 4 years now, and it's been such a runaway success. I mean, it's
getting bigger
every year. It's gotten bigger every year,
yeah,
better every year, and you know, you're starting to develop. And I just think with these little kids who now have the opportunity to see these world-class skiers live in person, you know, they're losing out on that. And I think this was the last year they had it under contract to be the host for that event. What's going to happen next year? Like, are things going to get better? Like, my sunshine up your asses belief it will. I hope it does. I hope it's way better. I hope next year looks more like last year than this year.
Yeah.
But, you know, like it's
about qualifying, right? So people trying to qualify, they might have been counting on those specific races to qualify for stuff. So it's, you know, the Olympics are coming in a few years. So it's, you know.
Well, that too. And I mean, think about all the people too, or Killington itself, because of the success they've been seeing with this event. I know they have been spending generously, both in upgrading the lodge, the K1 lodge, and all the other lodges and the area around it, the mountains, people probably buying, you know, real estate and properties to rent it out during that week and the season. I mean, it's such a trickle-down effect. The restaurants, the hotels, the bars,
it's a nice kickoff to the season too, you know, right at the beginning of the season, just boost everything up. And
it's Thanksgiving weekend. Like it was just so perfect. The timing, the events, the location, like there were so many great things about it. And, you know, it sucks too for Lake Louise, and it sucks too for, you know, Beaver Creek. But I know Killington, I mean, they were having record crowds there after not having an event there in, like 30 years or so?
Yeah.
So, you know, there really is nothing this year that is safe from just not being shat on. Like, it seems like everything, every event, every type of business, job, hobby, everything is like nothing is safe.
Yeah.
So this does suck. And this just came out today. Like, we're recording this on Thursday, August 20th. This just came out this morning. And I know we retweeted it. Like you mentioned, Michaela, she posted a nice video kind of showing her reaction. And, you know, she's obviously bummed because it was like a homecoming for her. I mean, that had to be just so cool having all those people. I mean, she knew so many people in that area and having them all come out and the whole country kind of cheering you on. Because, you know, as an American skier, I mean, how many events do you have? That's it.
Yeah, and then you're in Europe traveling around skiing.
You're in Europe. Yeah, you're a goddamn foreigner doing their sport.
That's right.
Weren't they saying I think we had an article or a story, I don't know, last year or earlier this year, where they were saying how the ski media was pissed off at Michaela Schifrin because she was taking all the competition away because she kept winning.
Just kept winning. Just being the best. You want to be the best, you got to beat the best, right?
Europeans hate winners.
That's right.
That's why they hate America, because
they want us to share everything.
all we do is win, win, win. Back-to-back World War champs.
Jeez.
That's like some T-shirt. I didn't make that up.
Back to back.
Back-to-back World War champs. I don't know how our future's looking. Things are
yeah, really.
not a whole lot of all in this together that we're experiencing now, but we'll be fine. We'll thin out the herd. It'll be okay.
Putin's going to try to poison everybody.
Putin's going to try to poison everybody.
God damn.
Don't drink those Smirnoff ices. They could be tainted.
That was one hell of a bar. Bar
Yeah.
That's not an opera you want to have.
No. All right, next story is they're kind of a twofer, I think.
You get the twofer.
I'll do the twofer.
You do the twofer, I'll do the next one twofer because they're attached. They're all
Got
attached.
2 double doubles for you.
That's right.
What do you think about that?
Timmy
Hortons? One of the most exciting... Oh, Timmy Hortons, yes.
Jeez.
One of the most exciting things about the end of the summer, there are several things that are exciting about it, but one of the things to me that I get excited about is always seeing the old NOAA and Old Farmer's Almanac predictions for the winter. One thing I said last year we should do this year, which we did not do, various reasons. I'm going to blame COVID because you know what?
Everybody's blaming it.
It's a goddamn ace of spades right now. Anything you got a problem with? COVID.
COVID. Why don't you go to work? COVID. Why don't you do this? COVID.
COVID. That's COVID, bitches.
You know, it's COVID out there.
It's COVID is.
Mary, why don't you take out the garbage? You know, it's COVID out there. I don't want to get out there and get sick.
Yeah. I can't find my mask. Where's my mask?
Dude, you've been playing a lot of video games. COVID.
So one of the things we wanted to do this year, was to look at all of the predictions for snow and cold and see how closely they matched up. I'm sure somebody way smarter than us has already done this, but we want to put our twist on it. We didn't do it this year.
They matter.
But I think that'd be kind of cool to be like, okay, hey, last year, Farmer's Almanac, 80% accurate. NOAA, 70%. Blah, 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 50%. And do that over a couple years, chart it out, see who's showing the closest to accurate predictions, because that would really help. If you saw one was always getting it right, you would always look to them for, hey, next ski season, I'm going to plan my trips. I'm going to look at their winter predictions and base my traveling based on what they're saying.
Yeah.
NOAA, right now, they have their September, October, November forecast. Still kind of early. Not a lot. We're not doing too much skiing October, November, depending on where you are. But they are saying that it's looking like a lot of above average temperature for the next 3 months. I mean, pretty much everywhere. I mean, you're looking at this map here, and
pretty warm looking.
The most above average areas are, looks like Connecticut and Massachusetts, as well as Utah, Colorado, Arizona, Nevada. So two of the bigger ski areas seem to be in the most above average temperature range for the next 3 months. Again, it's the next 3 months. This is not all of ski season. NOAA is not perfect. Farmer's Almanac. That's when things get a little more interesting because they're looking at the whole winter weather forecast.
They got like some hidden proprietary algorithm that they do. I don't know. They do like witchcraft to figure this shit out. But they're pretty good.
Ben Franklin's original weather prediction formula.
Oh, that's what it is. It's Ben's magic.
Dude, that guy, Ben Franklin, was so far ahead of his time. It boggles the mind. Like, you know those memes now? They're like, you're living in 2020. This guy's living in 3030. Like, that was Benjamin Franklin. He was so far ahead of the game.
Damn.
So the Farmer's Almanac, they're looking at winter 2020, 2021 U.S. There is a big swath. Most of Montana, part of North Dakota.
Big Sky, Jackson Hole, I'm seeing, are going to be powder.
No, Jackson Hole is further west in Wyoming there. It's pretty much Montana, eastern Wyoming, eastern Colorado into New Mexico, which is probably like Taos. They said it's snow time. That's the jackpot spot right there.
Oh, wow.
But also, they're saying it's snow time eastern New York, western Mass, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine.
Whew.
So those look like they're the honey spots right there. So New England and most of Montana, a little bit of Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico. Other spots, northern Michigan too. They're saying snow dumps. Snow dumps in northern Michigan. The glove part and the peninsula part. Both big dumps.
Big dumps.
Big dumps. Other spots, northwest, Pacific Northwest, says wet, you bet. The big areas, Colorado, Utah, Idaho, Jackson Hole part of Wyoming. It says snow pelting, then melting. I don't really know what that means. If you are in the mid-Atlantic, PA, Virginia, Jersey, they're saying sheets of sleet.
Damn.
And Florida, gorgeous.
Gorgeous in Florida.
Gorgeous. Sunshine State, gorgeous. Again, grain of salt. I don't know.
Did you see the Canadian weather map?
Dude, it's just a jackpot everywhere.
The Canadian weather map is like you can't lose.
It's just be like eggplant emoji times 5 right next to it.
Crap. It's either cold as fuck, which it always is up there, but they have that one thing just above our Midwest that's just like they call it the snow train.
Get on board, son.
So I'm thinking, Tremblant. I think Tremblant's on the list for the ski club this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that they're finally going to Tremblant after I leave there and say, hey, why don't you guys do a trip to Tremblant? Because it's really close. It's
not that close, though. You're passing a lot of good stuff to get to Tremblant.
Well, yeah, exactly. But it's a new place that you can go, and it's not too bad.
It's not too bad, but again, I've been there too, and I think it's a lot of fun. You just have to look at for the distance you're traveling and what you're passing to get there.
Yeah.
Is that worth it to you? And again, once to try it out, 1,000,000%. Definitely worth checking out. It is pretty cool. But you got to think if you're coming from the New York, New Jersey area, just the crowd you're going to hit there. Because usually I think you drive 7-8 hours. Oh, no one's going to be there. I got away from the crowd. It's like you're kind of next to a major metropolis with Montreal there. Yeah.
Well, from where I was in Jersey, it was 3.5 to Montreal and about 4.5 to an extra hour or 2.
Is that it?
Yeah. So it was not bad. I went up that one time and we went to Montreal. Montreal was easy. And then there's traffic getting out of Montreal. Actually, getting up there was no traffic to Montreal and no traffic to Tremblant. Tremblant's like 45 minutes from Montreal. And it was about 3.5 from Wayne, because I was right there off the interstate. You just basically take that all the way up, comes the thruway, and straight run. You're on the same road, basically.
Yeah, I feel like it was at least 6 hours.
Yeah. Where did you leave from, though?
From Hoboken.
From Hoboken?
Dude, it's saying from my house right now, it's 8 hours to Tremblant.
What?
It's 500 miles. There's no way.
I'm saying Montreal.
Oh, okay. Well, still, I think so. If you left the Willowbrook Mall, it would take you 7 hours to get to Tremblant.
No.
I'm looking at Google Maps right now.
Oh, 5.5 hours. Okay, so it wasn't 3.5. It was 5.5 from me.
Montreal.
To Montreal, and then another
hour and a half.
45 minutes. It wasn't that long. It depends on traffic.
But you kind of look on the map and you look, okay, you're passing everywhere in Vermont. You're passing Lake Placid.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff you're passing Hunter. You're passing a lot of stuff to get to Tremblant.
Yeah, but, it's always cold there and they always have snow. Just saying.
And it gets super cold up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Again, not saying you shouldn't go. I'm just saying it's there's other considerations to be made. But yes, according to Farmer's Almanac, Tremblant will be on the snow train this year. It's looking like most of Alberta, southern Saskatchewan, southern Manitoba, almost all of Ontario, and like southern Quebec are just going to get pounded by the snow train.
Yeah. There's a new resort opening in Quebec, isn't there? A new ski area.
Is there really?
Yeah, didn't we cover something on that recently? Thought there was.
Maybe we did. We cover so much information here, it's hard to keep track.
Hard to keep track. And we don't fact check, so we just keep talking.
No.
So we do.
We're a very jazz podcast here.
That's right. We're scatting and bebopping.
Skitting and scaffing and riffing.
That's all we do.
The flipping and the flopping and the bipping and the bopping.
So speaking about a place that you pass going from Jersey all the way up to Montreal, pretty good place to ski. Wonderful Jay Peak in Vermont. So if anybody doesn't remember or doesn't know, they're listening to us for the first time.
Welcome. Thank you for listening.
That's right. Jay Peak is a ski resort with a ice rink and a freaking water park in the hotel. It's amazing.
Shittiest gondola.
And the shittiest gondola
ever. Yeah.
But they get a shit ton of snow and they have great tree skiing. So I gotta say it's worth the trip. I
would say that trip is worth way more than going to Tremblant.
Yeah, it depends what you're able to do and what you're looking for. Because if you want to hit Montreal, it's a nice little city, so it depends. But Jay Peak there's a big scandal a few years ago, and Jay Peak was, I guess they're in bankruptcy now or something, and they're trying to settle everything, and but they're still operating. It's still a great place to go skiing. But Quiros was the what's his first name? Ariel Quiros. He was the
shady guy name.
Was he the owner at the time or the person running it? I think he was the person running it, but
he was a former CEO. That was a different guy.
Oh, it was a different guy. So I know he was involved with setting up the EB5 investment projects, which if anybody doesn't know, EB5, if you're a foreign investor and I think you have to put in more than $500,000 to fund a project that's going to create more than a certain amount of jobs, then they'll actually give you citizenship to the U.S. Conditional on that being the project being completed. So this guy was using that program to get investors, and then was using that money to pay for current projects and just kind of skimming money. Like it was. Basically, he was
a Ponzi scheme.
It was a Ponzi scheme. So he's taking money now to pay for projects that were already underway and just basically having to constantly get more money flowing in to pay for the current project. So it was a Ponzi scheme. And it was labeled that because who is it? The regulates the stock market, SEC.
SEC, yeah.
They found out, and basically because he was using stock funds and this whole complicated thing. But anyway, he got busted, and he pleaded this last week he pleaded guilty, and he faces 8 years in jail now. So 8 years in jail, and I forgot how many millions of dollars, but it was pretty big. So that kind of screwed Jay Peak really badly. So they're saying he attained approximately $85 million plus approximately $8 million in administrative fees from 169 immigrant investors for a project.
Jesus.
So he would do stuff. He's raising a lot of money for these upgrades. And I tell you what, the place is pretty nice, except for that stupid gondola.
The tram always freezes up.
The tram, yeah. So that's that with there. So at least they're closing the book on that. And then this week, something else came up. And I don't know if this was a shakedown for part of what was going on. I guess they started looking into the books probably. And there's another Jay Peak worker who is accused of embezzling over $125,000 from the company, is set to enter a plea deal. So, sent to enter a guilty plea. So Sarah Ovitt pleaded guilty to federal wire fraud charge where she was, I guess, alleging the charges alleged she embezzled more than $125,000 from the ski resort while she worked there. So they had a lot of problems at Jay Peak. Nobody was watching anything. So
yeah, it's weird how other places are bigger than Jay Peak. Like, why is this why are there so many bad things happening there?
well, it's really weird. So there was a scandal down, I don't know if it was Florida or I thought it was Atlanta, but there was a huge church like Baptist, I think it was Calvary Church. They're huge, big Baptist thing. And some lady got found out embezzling a whole bunch of money. And the only reason they found out was because there was a new head of that church was coming in and wanted to do a whole rundown of all the books before he came in. So while they started looking and doing audits that they probably never did properly before, they found out, hey, there's this money missing. And then all signs pointed to this person, and they found out, yeah, they embezzled all this money. So I almost wonder,
that $50,000 check to Clarence Beeks every week, right?
That's right. So I wonder if there's more of this going on. It's just people they don't have to, or they don't properly do audits to check what's going on and catch this stuff. So it's pretty interesting to see, like, you think it's bad already, and then it gets worse where, oh yeah, you also had somebody embezzling all this money. So
yeah, it's
somebody's doing a Ponzi scheme while somebody's doing embezzling. So do they know what's going on and don't say anything to each other, or what the hell's going on?
Yeah. Here's a couple bucks in your pocket. Keep your mouth shut. All right. Yeah, you're a good kid. You're a good kid.
Good kid. You got a future as long as you shut your trap.
Shut your fucking mouth. Yeah.
Don't make me get out the goon hand.
Get out the goon. I'll put you on the top of that goddamn tram.
That's right.
That's why that guy who was there banging the ice off of it, that's what happened to him.
That's right.
Didn't keep his fucking mouth shut.
Didn't keep his mouth shut. How'd you end up on the tram? Top of the tram.
Another horrible accident where someone fell off the top of the tram.
Damn. Man, I saw that guy. He jumped off. He was tired of being up there. Crazy.
All right. That wraps up the old ski news.
Well, all right, I got to get a refill.
Need a refill?
Yeah, I got to get a refill. All right, quick refill. Be back.
Okay. Mario's getting a refill. There you go.
It's hard. I don't have my Outbreak cooler anymore.
What happened?
I'm relying on weed. I'm like, I'm not stocking up that much. I'm like, just one at a time.
Dude, you gotta do you have like a Yeti on your registry.
I know. I should. Well, Melanie was like, oh, we should get one of those Yeti coolers. And I'm like, I don't know. I got like all these other coolers hanging around. I'm like, I don't need another one. And I don't know. I'm not at the beach that long, and there's places at the beach I could buy drinks. So
you'll get the Yeti and you'll throw the rest out.
Throw the rest out. Well, I'm gonna have to. They're getting old now, so I gotta start thinking about getting rid of them. So
this is my old school. Look at this. It's a goddamn Oscar.
Nice.
You can't have a hobo on a cooler anymore.
That's right. Yeah, you can. That's a hobo cooler.
No, that's the problem. It's racist against people without homes. It's like everything's a problem now. You can't put a goddamn hobo on your cooler.
Dude, you break out that cooler, you walk out anywhere, people are like, I'm staying the fuck away from this guy because he's got this old ass cooler that he probably has like a kidney in there or some shit.
It's all like asbestos in there. It keeps everything so cold. So
that's what the Yeti does. They recycle the asbestos.
I prefer my Yeti cooler. The problem is the zipper. Getting it open is such a pain in the ass.
Oh yeah.
Better for the beach. This one, you just tilt the handle and pop the top off.
Nice.
So this is my cooler for here.
Ah, well, I have the cooler, the big cooler with the wheels. And that's nice because, like, when we went out to the honeymoon, I just chucked the luggage on top of it and you can roll it. It's like a multi-purpose. So that's always nice. But I got the Costco collapsible cooler, that portable.
Same one, yeah.
You got the same one. Went out to on a friend's boat last week, and I'm like, I bring that cooler.
Gets the job done.
Gets the job done. You start drinking beers, it crushes even more, so it's perfect. Perfecto. All right, that was Opry number 2. I needed a second helping.
There you go. So are we good to roll into
Oh yeah,
the main topic? We're talking skiing. We're talking about Jay Peak. One of the interesting things about Jay Peak is over the last couple of years, people have been wondering, what pass is Jay Peak going to become part of?
Mm-hmm.
Because God knows you got to be part of a pass these days.
Yeah, you can't just be standalone, it seems, right?
Or can you?
Mm-hmm.
One of the nice things is there have been very different types of passes that have been coming around the last couple of years. So we decided a lot of them are going to go up in price after Labor Day. So why not we just throw out a bunch of the pass options that are available so people can figure out, if they haven't yet, which one they want to get. I'm going to throw it out there. Which one would I get if I got a pass? The goddamn heli pass that we talked about a few weeks or months ago. I think probably months ago at this point. The unlimited heli.life pass. I think it's $100,000, but it gets you unlimited heli skiing. They said if you did it right, I think you could get like 200 some days in heli skiing if you had that pass.
That's pretty good.
And there's got to be a way you can parlay that. Think about the networking opportunities. Maybe you're going to do like a movie. You're going to film your experience doing this much heli skiing. You can create your own ski movie, get enough sponsors, get enough, sales, pre-sales from people going to watch the movie. You could pay for your heli pass doing it that way.
That's true.
Right?
That's true. Yeah. That's a good pass.
That's a really good pass.
But yeah, that's hard to beat. But I do like the gold pass.
Ah, the good old gold pass.
The gold pass is just, it seems like there's no downside to it. So if anybody doesn't know the gold pass is the US Ski and Snowboard, as part of one of the donation options, you could buy an ultimate lift pass. Their gold pass is what it's called. No blackout dates, over 200 resorts throughout the US, including, I don't know why they say including, Park City, Mountain, Aspen, Telluride, Mammoth, and Killington. Like, they're in the US, right? So why would they be labeled out? But I guess there's maybe that one time they weren't.
Also, Mountain Creek and Gatlinburg.
Boom. So basically, you get to ski anywhere in the US, unlimited days, 34 states, no blackout dates, fully transferable. So you can actually loan your pass to your friends and family and coworkers. That's pretty sweet.
That is pretty awesome.
So if you're a company, you could say, look, man, I'm going to buy like 5 of these or 10 of these passes, and then whoever needs them, you just sign them out, say where you're going, and then return them. Not bad. Exclusive perks, including VIP tour of US ski and snowboard facility in Park City. At tax benefits. So when you buy this pass, there's a portion of it that's actually tax deductible because it's going towards the US ski and snowboard team.
So Mario, what you're telling us is that we're losing money if we don't buy this.
Dude, I'm losing a lot of money. I'm un-American by not buying this pass.
You're just a goddamn filthy communist if you don't buy this.
Pissing me off. And I think we saw the price before, but they don't have the price on here because I don't think they want you to have a heart attack. It's one of those things like you got to reel them in slowly before they don't want to yank it in and be like, here's the amount of money you got to wait, purchase. See?
Well, you got to sign in with Facebook or like something if you press that button.
They want to keep. I'm going to say I already have an account. Do I have one? Damn it.
Now, the nice thing is, after talking about the heli pass being over $100K, the price of the gold pass seems quite reasonable.
What do you got?
Isn't it like $12,000?
I think last time we looked at it, when they were showing it, it was like 10 or 12, which.
Well,
so why not just buy?
That's like one Bitcoin.
You buy 10 of those and share them with 10 friends. You got an entourage.
You got to change your way of looking at it. It's one Bitcoin.
That's true.
It just seems a lot cheaper when you say it that way.
I think what you need to do is buy 4. Because think about it. You rent a car, you're driving, there's 4 people in the car. Get a hotel room, 4 people in, right? Beds and couches. Easy. It's easy to split up by 4.
So you're telling me you're going to buy 4 $12,000 ski passes and you're going to share a goddamn bedroom?
I'm not paying for the room. See, I'll come with the pass. Everybody else provide all the other stuff.
That's.
But you're gonna get that cheap bastard that's gonna be like, yeah, I know you let me use your pass for like, hundreds of dollars. Like, I got a $50 room. You know what I mean? Like,
goddamn Motel 6, 15 miles away from the ski resort.
That's right. I know somebody. We know somebody that's like.
Oh, we definitely do. Sons of bitches. It's like I'm giving you a $12,000 ski pass.
Oh, there is a limited number of days, though. It says the gold pass may be used up to 50 days per season at each of the participating ski areas.
So 50 per area.
Per area. So just saying, you only get 50 days at each area.
And there are only 450 available each year.
Yeah.
I love the pictures they show of the people with their passes. I'm like, these people are all rich AF. Like all these just rich looking broads who married like old dying oil tycoons wearing their gold pass. Like, oh my God, he so died and I have so much money now.
Oh yeah. They're like, I don't even ski. I just like to. So they are saying, okay.
The best though is the vulgar display of wealth with the little 3-year-old having one on.
Yeah. Little 3-year-old running around. It's like, damn it.
Yep. The dog has a lift pass.
Yeah. Rules of they don't have anything. Damn it. What's up with that? Click here. I want to reserve it.
I mean, tax benefits. Once you get to a certain level of wealth, tax benefits are pretty important.
You need those. They're very important.
Seriously. That's why I think I was talking about last week about getting a different passport, potential different citizenship. I've gone down a rabbit hole about trying to figure out how to do that. And it's so goddamn awesome. There's so many countries where you can buy citizenship.
Just buy it. That's granted. Like the Olympics. So they had what was it? Qatar. They basically bought all their Olympians. So they bought out they wanted runners, so they went to get long distance runners. They got people from Kenya that were on the Kenya really long distance runners that were great. They basically paid them. They paid trainers, the entire weightlifting thing. They let them grow beards and they actually gave them new names. It was Vice did a whole thing on it. They gave them new, I guess Middle Eastern / Muslim sounding names, and they all grew beards to kind of fit in, but they're all from Germany,
Hungary,
all these different places. And they worked with them. They basically said, hey, we'll pay you money to be on the team and we'll get you citizenship. And they did it. They were like, boom, there you go. Magically done overnight.
Please tell me the story's name was Let's Get Catarded. Because that would be fantastic.
Let's get catarded. So Unofficial Networks has, and I think this might be where we originally saw it. I can't see the date on this. But they're saying it was $10,000.
Okay.
And this was 2012.
Oh, dude, it's definitely gone up since then.
So it had to go up. So I don't know if it's up a little, up a lot, but it's a lot because you can't even see the price until you sign up for something.
When they don't put it's like the old saying, if you have to ask the price, you can't afford it.
You can't afford it. See, that's the set. Why are you even asking?
Dollar bills, y'all.
That's right. Damn. But I want to know.
I think I feel like I looked it up at some point this year, and 12,000 sounds about right to me.
Yeah.
But now here's another cool thing. Utah actually has their own silver and gold passes as well.
Nice.
So you could buy a Ski Utah Gold Pass, which is fully transferable for $5,300.
Fully transferable?
Fully transferable. All Ski Utah participating resorts, no blackout dates, unlimited use. And you get parking privileges and summer lift access.
That's actually a really good deal.
Not terrible. There is a silver pass for Ski Utah that is not transferable, but also no blackout dates, unlimited use. $3,500. And you get parking privileges and summer lift access.
Huh.
It's amazing once you start looking beyond Epic and Icon how many other passes still exist out there.
Oh, is that the one that goes all the way down to the Yeti Pass, which is like one ticket at 15 places?
Oh, isn't like the Yeti Pass like? Wasn't that like we talked to Annalise? Like that's like the thing that they're doing within Ski Utah.
Yeah, they
Who's the
sold out, they
fastest?
said, for this season already.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's 1920 season. So then, oh, that's for kids. Never mind.
Oh, it's for the kids, that one?
Yeah. It's a perfect companion for parents with kids participating in Ski Utah 5th and 6th grade passport program.
And Colorado too has their own gold pass that applies to, it looks like, most of the Colorado ski resorts. It looks like Wolf Creek not on this list though.
Not on the list. You mean Wolf Creek's not selling out?
Wolf Creek is not on this list. 21 Colorado Ski Country USA member ski resorts participate. A Basin, Aspen, Highlands, Aspen Mountain, Buttermilk, Cooper, Copper, Echo, Eldora, Granby Ranch, Hesperus, Knowlton Hill, Kendall Mountain, Loveland, Monarch, Powderhorn, Purgatory, Snowmass, Steamboat, Sunlight, Telluride, Winter Park, not Wolf Creek.
Not Wolf Creek.
Again, another pass. That's a Colorado Gold Pass.
Damn it.
That one's $3,450.
Whew.
So those are some of the bigger, more expensive passes.
All right, I found a site that has the price of the Gold Pass.
All right,
12 grand. It says
12 grand. Okay, that's what I thought. So 12 grand. So you
As
got 100.
It's a 12 grand donation.
It's a donation. It's a you get a tax break from that.
Not even real money. That's tax break money right there.
Yeah.
If you just cash out your 401k, you need to buy one of these to have some write-offs.
Dude, if you're a Keynesian, there's no such thing as debt. It's just money you owe to yourself. It's okay.
They can't get it when you're dead, right? You can't take it, and they can only take what you have. So if you have nothing when you die, oh well, come try to get it. I'm dead.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Now, when we look at these passes, these Utah Gold and Silver, the Colorado Gold, the Heliski, and the USA Gold, you look at an Epic Pass or the Unlimited Icon Pass at around $1,000. Those seem like pretty cheap passes at this point, don't they?
A sheer bargain.
Right? A goddamn steal. The Icon, their top level pass is $10.49, which gives you no blackout dates, 43 unique destinations, 15 unlimited skiing, up to 7 days at 27 destinations. They also have their Icon Base Pass, which has 14 unlimited resorts and 5 days at 26 destinations. The Epic Pass, and then if you're also your nurse military college, you can get a discount. If you were a Icon pass holder the year before, you get a $100 discount as well. And one thing that I think all the big passes, definitely Epic and Icon, are doing assurance, like a special insurance, insurance, what you call it? I don't even know. Like
Insurance.
yeah, so if something
Everybody
happens,
was really pissed off last year.
everybody was pissed off last year, but this year they're saying, like, say you, like, we really don't know how the season's going to play out. Say you things get worse with Corona and a lot of places shut down, or you are uncomfortable and can't go. Epic and Icon are both have assurances in place that you can get a refund or push it to next season without any sort of penalty.
Right.
Like,
And they let
it's
you
cool
push
they're
it
doing
far.
that.
It's like pushing it to not this that's like 2C, like they let you push it far down the road.
Well, Icon lets you push it to 21, 22. So
Right.
one season out. Looking at the Epic Pass, so they have their regular pass is $979, unlimited, unrestricted skiing. Then they have the local and they have the day passes. They got a couple different varietals as well, but they have a similar assurance that, which is kind of cool. So say you lost your job, you're protected against that.
That's kind of nice.
If you get injured, you're protected. Or if there are certain resort closures because of COVID, or God knows what else could happen this year. Meteors, volcanoes, anything's possible in 2020. They're going to allow you to get a discounted rate. So personal coverage, job loss, stay-at-home order from county, state, country, injury, sickness, death, student transfer, pregnancy, visa rejection, jury duty, military service,
Visa
employer
rejection.
transfer.
You mean my credit card or my ability to get into the country?
Yeah, right.
You get a rejected visa, we'll cover that.
So then they have resort closure too between Thanksgiving and Easter, based, which could occur from disease, like example COVID-19, war, terrorism, natural disaster. So Epic has gone really all out to try to protect people in case any sort of possibility happens.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, they got to think about it because everybody got slapped in the face with it last year that it's a reality that, holy crap, our season could be over. Not because you didn't have snow, because there's a shit ton out there, but because of this emergency. I mean, it was worldwide. I mean,
yeah, for sure. And a lot of places got affected. And
it was staggeringly, I think, for me and for a lot of people, it's staggeringly hit you in the face because you were just unaware that, oh my God, this really could have happened. Like you talk about scenarios, you're like, yeah, you talk about them bullshitting, but you never think it really could happen. And this year was like, whoa, this is a real deal. We might have snow, but you can't ski.
Goddamn, like I think about
I want to see you on the mountain.
I think about some of my favorite weeks skiing this past season, and you think, like, is anything that I did going to be possible again? Just your favorite après ski plays, the gondola that you love traveling, the tram you love going on. Like, is any of that possible again?
Yeah.
It's just a little, it's the potential is disheartening, but I think we're going to find a way. I think these resorts are desperate to find a way. And I think people, at least at first, are going to comply with any sort of possibly excessive requirements needed, whether it's some sort of mask or distancing or limited availability. But these resorts, man, I don't know how financially capable they are of limiting the numbers in the way they say they're going to and still remain profitable.
Yeah, that's still remains to be seen, right?
I have no idea. I don't know. You always hear that these resorts always kind of operate on a shoestring budget, and now I think we're gonna find out if that's true or not.
You're gonna put it to the test.
That's right. Feet to the fire. So those are some of the options you have. There are some smaller, less expensive options as well, which are awesome, like the Mountain Collective.
Yeah,
That's a great pass if you only want to ski a couple days at a bunch of different places. 23 dream destinations, 2 days at each. And that's got, Alta, Jackson Hole, Grand Targhee, Snowbird, Squaw Valley, whatever the hell they're calling it now, Taos, Niseko, Chamonix. It's all over the place.
So one of the things that we liked about, we were talking about this before, is like, it depends where you're going to go, right? Like, so if you're going to bop around, and you do something like near Jackson Hole, you get Jackson Hole, Grand Targhee, you could drive to Big Sky. That's not that far, right? And what was the other one that was near?
It's not that close.
Yeah, what is that? 5 hours? 5-hour drive?
Take the old. Listen, you also said Montreal was 4 hours from you.
Dude, I drive fast. I'm driving to Canada.
It's like Grease Lightning.
Speed's different in the US. You just drive fast.
The whole conversion there with Canada.
Yeah, and then you come back, you're like, oh, mi scusi. I was still thinking I was in kilometers. I said I could go 100 kilometers an hour. I thought I could keep going 100.
Dude, Big Sky is a 7. Oh, wait. Big Sky. Okay, so it's under 4 hours.
Boom. See? I think Nick and Liz drove there after we saw them in Jackson, right? I think that's why I thought it was like 4.
We have to get Nick on the podcast soon because we've talked about it before. He put his money where his mouth is, and he left the Chaz. He was living in Chaz in Seattle.
Yeah.
And now he packed the family up, and now they're out in Pagosa Springs, Colorado, right by Wolf Creek.
Nice. Is he working remote?
He is.
Nice. You know what? If you get an opportunity and you don't take it, you're the only one missing out. You got to take that opportunity when it presents itself. If
you don't live on a vacation, if you don't live in a vacation spot, you're just missing out.
Hey man, I just went to work. I said, I'm probably going to quit if I can't transfer down to Florida. And they're like, all right, we'll try to find some way to do it. You got to do it when you're on the upside. When everybody else quits, you're like, I'm the only one left. But it's out there. You got to look for a way to get it. You work your ass off and get there,
Make it happen.
And if they aren't willing to do it, then
fuck them. There's always another job somewhere else.
Yeah. Then you gotta, you lay low for a little bit. And then now during Corona, it's easy to say, just pick up and move and be like, yeah, I can't come back into the office. I moved.
Always be an Uber driver.
That's right.
Right.
Hey, my brother-in-law now is he's between jobs. He's doing Instacart.
See, there you go.
Go shopping every day.
That sounds like fun.
Spending money like crazy.
So one other pass that we haven't talked about, and I'm actually probably going to pick this one up because I love everything that it's about, and I love one of the mountains that we always talk about, the Indy Pass. What's awesome about the Indy Pass, it's only $199. Think about how many Indy Passes you could buy for the price of one US Gold Pass.
10. Yeah, but that Gold Pass,
100?
Think about it, it's transferable. So your goal would be to have that pass in play at all times.
Dude, that would be another great documentary idea.
Yeah.
You buy that US Gold Pass and you have a certain group of people who you pass it along to, and you film the adventures you have at the different resorts.
Yeah.
I would easily pay for $12,000 pass.
And you just, like you said, you use it for you just make just kind of a nice agreement that you're not going to use it more than 5 days, and you're going to pass it along right away, and see how many days you can get on that pass.
Everybody films their adventure.
That'd be kind of cool.
What the hell was the name of that Denzel Washington movie where it was like the devil was being passed through people?
Oh, he was Beelzebub. It was Time.
That's exactly what I was thinking too.
That creepy, shit, the way he would say it, like in a monotone. That was a good movie. Oh shit, what was that? That was
But like that would be like the pass. Like you'd be passing it off to somebody.
yeah.
God, what the hell was the name of that movie? Someone's like freaking out, like it's blah, blah, blah.
Fallen. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Fallen angel. He was a basically that's a devil, right? Fallen angel.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Something like that, or demon, and walking with. That was a good movie.
That was a great movie. Yeah.
It's freaky, but it was really good.
Yeah. Like that.
But touch somebody and he'd be talking through them. There's that one scene where who's the guy that's chasing him? Was it there's the one Donald Sutherland is the one that's chasing him.
Yes.
And there's the one scene where he's staring at him and he touches somebody and he's having this conversation and he keeps touching somebody and they turn around and keep continuing the conversation. It was freaky. It's like a little girl. He touches like an old lady, he touches a guy walking by.
Yeah.
And he's having this whole like uninterrupted conversation. Like it was freaky as hell, but it was really well done. Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah. The fallen angel Azazel.
Azizel.
Azazel.
That's what it was. Azazel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Well done movie.
James Gandolfini was in it.
Was he?
Yeah.
Give me the goddamn gabagool.
I was like gabagool, Lou. So
Nah,
that could be your pass. But yeah, the Indy Pass. So that's I like the Indy Pass, $199, and you get 2 days at each resort with limited blackouts, but most resorts will not have any blackout dates. It's only $200, and how many are on here? There's got to be. So I'm looking at the Eastern resorts here. You got Cannon, Bolton Valley, Berkshire East, Black Mountain. You got Cataloochee in New Hampshire or North Carolina, Catamount in New York, Magic Mountain in Vermont, boom, Greek Peak in Cortland, Pat's Peak in New Hampshire, Gatlinburg, Mario.
Gatlinburg. It's got to happen this year.
Mohawk in Connecticut, Shawnee, Suicide 6 in Vermont. I mean, for me right now with the weird kind of purgatory I'm in with having a new baby on the way and a little guy that I want to get on the mountain, this could be the pass that works best for me. So I think I'm going to pick, $200. That's
not bad.
Just going to Magic 2 or 3 times, it'll pay for itself.
Yeah, you really got to look at like what your situation is. If you plan on any trips and lift tickets aren't included, some of these passes could help save you money. If not, you get a break even on one trip. Like if you're looking at doing a 7-day trip somewhere, let's say, I don't know, Jackson Hole, and it's on one of these passes, if you're going 7 days and you want to ski 6, that pass is probably going to cost you $500 to $600. So if you get one of these other passes, you get not only that, but maybe something else that you can ski on another trip or near where you live or something. So very important to look at that. And they're making it easier with some of the comparisons, but it's just tough because there's so many different passes out there. And if you plan on staying in an area like you were saying, Brian, that other one, it's pretty reasonable price for an area that you could probably drive to, maybe drive a little bit longer to, and you get your ski days in, So I'm in a different situation, so I got to look at, do I even buy a pass or just wait, because I don't know where I'm going yet and trying to figure out trips and stuff. So it's definitely depends on what you're planning to do and what your situation is. So
there's a lot of things to consider, but some of these passes people may not know exist because everyone kind of thinks Epic Icon, but there are a few more out there. And if you're on a budget, something like an Indy Pass, $200, you get, it's 2 days at a resort, but also you get discounts if you go multiple days. And there is a good number of resorts all over the country. So it's nice to know these things exist and maybe worth at least looking into because you still have some time. Most of these passes are on sale now and will most likely go up in price after Labor Day. So you got a couple more weeks. Take a look, figure out what you want to do, or at least have a general idea what you want to do and choose your passes accordingly. You know,
Dude, just drop the money on G5.
Get the heli.
And the gold pass and the heli pass. Get them all and just travel. Just travel.
There's plenty of 0% interest credit cards. Just keep switching your account balance over every couple, 18 months. And then, eventually you'll win the lottery.
You can work till you die, but you're not going to have this time that you can ski or board in right now.
Your cartilage in your knees is drying out. Your eyesight's getting worse.
Dude, how about this?
Your balls are shriveling up if you're a guy.
Yeah, right? Buy Gold Pass. Ski all around the U.S. Everywhere. Totally on snowblades and monoskis.
There you go.
Boom. That would be I need we got to talk to the people that did the Warren Miller thing. They got to chronicle that.
Monopalooza
and Baby Ski Palooza.
Huh. We'll put the links in the show notes if you want to check out the different passes. If you have any questions or thoughts, hit us up, skibumpodcast@gmail.com. All right, cool. Want to just roll into the ropes?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Ready? All right, it's time to go under the ropes. I'll take this first one because I love this story. You know what? If it was a slower ski news week, we could have put this in ski news, but we decided to move it under the ropes.
It's true.
The quote-unquote Jetson bill will allow flying cars to drive on New Hampshire roadways.
The Jetson bill.
The Jetson bill, they're calling it. They're saying that New Hampshireites won't be allowed to take off from their public roads, but the new law allows road registration of their flying vehicles. For those not in the know, New Hampshire's state motto is live free or die.
They're living free.
Their governor's been kind of a little bitch about legalizing marijuana, which is funny because Massachusetts, Vermont, and Maine, the 3 states surrounding it, all have it legalized. They have not, but they have now come up with a Jetson bill which allows roadable aircraft to drive on state roads. Technically, they can't take off, but if there's a certain goddamn traffic situation and I got a goddamn flying car, you know what I'm not going to be doing? Sitting in traffic, bitches. I'm taking off and getting the hell out of there and going to Loon and going skiing.
Well, it says you're allowed to allow the aircraft to be driven from one's home to an airport. They didn't say what airport or the closest airport. So you could take off from your home and go somewhere, right, to ski.
It's like I was going to go drive to the airport, but instead I took off from the highway to go skiing, and now I'm back en route to that airport.
Oh, you can't take off from a public road.
There's got to be certain situations where there's extenuating circumstances that would allow you to take off from a public road, I would think.
Well, you could go off the road and take off from somewhere there. So if you're on the shoulder, can you take off from there?
What if you have a lawyer who is awesome and you're like, there was a guy behind me who looked like he was tailgating or was trying to kill me. So I thought for the safety of myself and my family, I have to take off.
That's right.
I would, what's the old saying? I'd rather
ask for forgiveness than for permission.
Beg for permission.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, I use that at work all the time. Just do it. We'll figure it out later.
That's the perfect argument. Who's gonna counter that?
And then you counter with the what happened was argument, or the
ipso facto.
Ipso facto. You ipso facto it to something else.
You can't. There's no way to argue ipso facto.
It works for you because you're the boss of everybody. So if I told them, how do you not know that this was going on? Ipso facto, I told you.
Yeah.
And then you can topsy-turvy it. That's where you got to turn it around on them. Topsy-turvy.
And you quid pro quo.
Quid pro quo. That's right. So this is terrifying to me because I can only imagine assholes that can't drive on the road as it is getting into a flying vehicle and fucking crashing into everybody on the road. Like, you think a pileup is bad now? Like, this is gonna be like, hey, I got a flying car and I don't even know how to fly it, and I just fucking crash into people. Like, it's bad. This is bad. So I'm glad they passed the law, like, you know, waiting for it. But you know, some whack job is gonna come out with some flying car that doesn't work, and somebody's gonna crash all over. I saw they had a documentary of the flying car, and they've been trying to create one. I think somebody got approval to make a production one, but they're not going to make any. But I saw these tests of like when they were developing the first flying car, and it was like a big fan that went up and they couldn't control it. So they had it tied with like a rope to a tether, and the fucking thing was just going around this fucking yard or something. And I'm like, that is going to kill somebody. Like, you told me you're going to put somebody in there and say, go ahead, drive around the neighborhood.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that. Holy shit, that's dangerous. But
roadable aircraft can now drive on state roads.
Yeah, so I guess that means if you have an airplane that can go 50 miles an hour and you safely, you know, with all the navigation shit, you can drive it as long as you fold up the wings.
Just fold up your wings. Take these broken wings and learn to fly again.
Right.
All right, we got one more story. Mario, wanna?
All right, so this is my own backyard here. A homeless man lived in Al Lang Stadium luxury suite for 2 weeks, police say. So the Rowdies are the St. Pete Rowdies are the local soccer team. I think they're MLS, but I'm not sure. They might be below MLS. But I was just saying before COVID hit to my now wife that we got to go to a game.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. That we got to go to a game because the Rowdies games are supposed to be freaking awesome. And it's in downtown St. Pete, which has a nice chill vibe, a lot of good bars and restaurants, and just, you know, a lot of people living down there. That's why St. Pete's a really cool place. So the games get really kind of cool. Like it's a really nice time, and it's always kind of nice weather, especially at night, you know, get a nice night out. So with COVID, they closed everything down, and this homeless guy snuck into the stadium, which is called Al Lang Stadium, and he got into a luxury suite and he just hung out there. So he was arrested when the cleaning crew entered the room he was staying and found razors, shaving cream, blankets. And they said they had not been in the room for some time because it was supposed to be empty, and they cut down cleaning activity because they were like, you know, we don't have to clean that because the stadium's closed. So they looked at the surveillance video, and he was entering the merchandise store and food area. He was wearing the Rowdies clothing. So basically he was shopping in there, just getting like all the clothing and just wearing that, and just going to the snack shops in there, you know, the concessions, and just eating and drinking and just kind of hanging out. So they're saying he took about $1,000 worth of clothes and consumed about $250 worth of drinks. So
how long was he in there?
They're saying 2 weeks.
Only $250 worth of drinks in 2 weeks?
It was probably sodas. He probably wasn't getting hammered.
What? That'd be so awesome.
He's just in there, just fucking hanging out. Whatever they had there, he's eating and drinking. He's like, all right, it's better than being on the street.
Now, is that retail price $250? That's like 10 sodas.
I don't know. But now that leads me to believe, why don't they, since they're not using the stadiums, why not open them up to all the homeless for right now? All right.
That's a very charitable idea.
That's not a bad idea, right? Hey, give back to the community. You're a big stadium owner, then give back to the community. Let's use it for homeless housing temporarily. And once we get the homeless in there, then we can work on trying to get them into regular scenario working and whatever.
During Katrina, didn't they use the Superdome to store bodies?
Yeah. I don't know if it was just bodies, but I think they were doing, you know, food and stuff and shelter out of there too. So I think they use that for shelter.
And now it's the Mercedes-Benz Superdome.
Yeah. I thought they had like I thought they had it set up with like beds and stuff on the field. So there's just like a big open shelter.
Probably, yeah. I could see that.
But yeah, it leads you. So you're not using the stadium. All right. So he got in there. You know what? Good for him.
I'm amazed that a homeless guy would be shaving that much.
Hey,
I think that the last of his priorities, considering he's got all this unlimited food, drinks, and merchandise.
Yeah. Well, they have a picture of him. He doesn't look homeless. He looks normal, clean shaven.
Well, obviously clean shaven. There's no before picture of goddamn Rip Van Winkle.
Man, he's in a luxury suite, probably like, this is the fucking life, man.
Dude, I've been in a luxury box once, and I'm like, yeah, this is how the only way to watch a game now.
Yeah, I went to the Jets box a few times, and it was like, that was pretty nice. That was pretty sweet. It was
that's where I was too. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. It didn't suck. Let's put it that way. But yeah, once you have that little taste of it, you're like, I can't go back. So maybe that'll be incentive for him to get back on his feet and be able to stay in the luxury box whenever he wants.
Imagine this guy turns his whole life around because of it. He got to taste success.
That would be sweet.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah. Like he got to taste it. He's like, I gotta have that. I can't live without it.
He's like, success is a drug. I need more success.
All right. What do I have to do to get my life where I can just live in a luxury suite whenever I want?
I'm going to start a strip club.
That's boom. There you go. Now he's got 12 luxury suites and he owns a football team.
See? We're turning lemons and turn them into friggin' lemon drop shots.
Oh, wasn't there a stadium they're trying to name? The porn company wants to name the stadium.
Brazzer Stadium. The Brazzer Bowl.
I think it's like a porn. Bang Bros submitted a $10 million bid to own the naming rights for American Airlines Arena.
I think I remember this story, yeah.
Where the Miami Heat are playing. $10 million to think about that. So Bang Bros, like, I don't even think they have a channel. What do they do? Just make films and they have like online presence? Like, I don't know the whole in depth about the Bang Bros company.
How the hell do Bang Bros make money? Like, who the hell is paid for Bang? Apparently somebody's paying for them.
How do they not make money? They're porn, right?
Yeah, but who's paying for it?
As much as porn is like, you don't want to be in there. These guys are dropping $10 million for renaming. I'm like, to promote their business even more. They already have $10 million to drop on this. I'm like,
it's like the Rick and Morty thing. Who the hell has a Pornhub account? It's like, well, it kind of gives you like better selections based on your previous viewing history.
I gotta look up Bang Bros net worth. Let's see.
But isn't that?
They're saying $27 million is how much they're worth.
That's a little aggressive, Bang Bros, to want to name a stadium. We only got $27 million.
Yeah. Do I want to click on their Wikipedia site?
Oh boy. Yeah, Wikipedia's probably fine.
Wikipedia's probably right. It's gonna be like a stream of dicks on Wikipedia. I should have seen dicks on Wikipedia. Now I got it. Damn it. Can you imagine the cheerleaders in that stadium? Holy shit.
Good Lord. But like, what a brilliant business idea. Like, hey guys, we're bros. Hey, we're bros. We're like banging, right? We're like banging. We're Bang Bros.
They were sued in 2005 for violating FTC adult labeling rule, and they failed to. That requires commercial emailers of sexually explicit material to use the phrase sexually explicit in the subject line. So because they didn't do that, they settled the lawsuit for $650,000. Wow.
Now they're worth $27 million. Worth it.
God damn.
Well, if Bang Bros wants to rename something, they could rename us the Bang Bros Ski Bum Podcast.
Bang Bros Ski Bum Podcast. Ski Bang Bros.
We are bangable.
Hey, we got wives. We both have wives now. We bang. You created 2 kids. You bang.
Oh, we bang.
I bang. I can't get a hot little filly like that without banging.
She bangs.
I brings the ruckus, Brian. I brings the ruckus
to the ladies.
I brings the ruckus to the ladies.
The ruckus has been brought in. We could be the Ruckus Bros.
That's you gotta name your next child Ruckus.
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 That's a great fucking name, actually.
That's a great name.
Ruckus.
You know, that's a middle name. You want the ruckus in the middle.
Yeah, because when they get old enough, they're like, you know what? I'm going by Ruckus.
That's right. Well, what's your proper name if they become knighted? Sir Benjamin Ruckus.
Von Ruckus.
Von Ruckus.
My name is Brian Von Ruckus the Third.
Safety, Mississippi.
Oh, I like that. Von Ruckus. That's a great goddamn name. I may change my fucking name legally to that.
Brian Von Ruckus.
Brian Von Ruckus. That's gonna get some looks.
You know what? I don't have a middle name. I could add that in there. Mario Von Ruckus.
Mario Von Ruckus. We're the Ruckus Bros.
The Ruckus. Oh, the Bang Ruckus Bros. The Bang Bros Ski Bum Podcast, hosted by the Ruckus Brothers.
Just the Ruckus Bros.
We brings the ruckus.
That's right. The ruckus has been brought in.
Bang Bros.
Dude, I like Von Ruckus. That's a great name.
I wonder if there's any Von Ruckus in the. Let's see, Von Ruckus on Facebook. You spell it Ruckus or Rukus, right?
I mean, it's got to be Ruckus.
Oh, this is a wireless company, ruckuswireless.com.
Like one of those $6 a month plans, and you get no service, 15 minutes.
You got to put money in coins in the phone or some shit, something weird, something really ghetto. Yo, man, who's your carrier? Verizon, Sprint? No, man, I got Ruckus Alliance, bro. I got Ruckus Wireless.
Ruckus Wireless.
Because I brings the ruckus. Yeah, JB Smooth doing commercials.
Dude, seriously, the commercials write themselves.
Oh, did I tell you? I was I don't know. I was talking to Melly. We were walking around and I started looking up people's net worth. And I was like, fuck, we're going through these people. I'm like, fucking Larry David's got to be worth a lot of money. How much?
He's a billionaire, isn't he? Almost a billion?
It said 2019, 950 million was his worth. I'm like, he's a billionaire. Holy shit.
Pretty good.
He can't not make money. The guy's just swimming in money.
Holy, look at him. And looks like a friggin' schlub.
He's just a comedic genius. Dude, Mel Brooks was the same way. Comedic genius. Not great to look at, but hey, funny as hell.
$950 million.
He brings the ruckus.
And he drives a Prius.
Yeah.
He drives a Prius.
No, he drove the
i8. And he gave the girl the BMW.
BMW. And he
got the fancy one and crashed it.
Fucking into her.
Dude, if I had $950 million, I would buy a Ferrari a week and just crash it. Look at a new one.
Oh, that's a lot of money. What do you do with that money? If you have kids, right? You leave them some of it, but that's so much money. You can't even leave it to your kids.
I've been thinking a lot about leaving money to kids, and you know what? It just makes them assholes. You got it. How many people who got inherited a lot of money who are awesome? They're usually dicks. They're usually drug addicts. They usually suck.
Yeah.
They're expecting the money. They're I'm just going to do nothing.
But they're very spiritual because they can be you don't have to work 40 hours a week. So you can be as spiritual as fuck. Try sweating it up from working, 70, 80 hours a week all the way to doing shit now. I got pretty far now. And they're like, oh, I just like to, experience my chi and hang out and, be chill with everybody. Yeah, it's a nice luxury to have.
Find a great man who's the son of a great man. It doesn't happen. You become successful. You spoil your kids. They become soft and weak. And there goes the family fortune. Up down some hooker's G-string.
That's right. Well, look at the offspring of every historical conqueror, Caesars and shit like that.
It lasts 2 generations.
All the kids were dickheads, you know?
Except the Rockefellers have somehow found a way to maintain. They have all these like things they still do to keep their fortune intact.
Well, and that's where like family, like history, and you know, you have your things that you do, and this is the way we do things. Like having that pride and history that actually helps shape people from not being psychotic killers.
That's what you need. You need people. You need family. So many of these rich freaking parents. Like I know where I live. It's all rich people. Like I live in the hood part of town, but all these rich ass people, they just outsource taking care of their kids. They do whatever gay job they think is so freaking important. You know, they work on Wall Street.
They have a trust fund, right?
These kids have a trust fund. They think I'm doing these kids a favor. All these kids want is to spend time with their parents. And all these parents want to do is just do their stupid job that, you know, again, Wall Street, you know, whatever nonsense they do. And these kids, there's actually like suicide prevention 5Ks they have in our town because that's how prevalent it is.
Wow.
Is the writing not in the wall? Like it's right in your face. You got to spend time with your kids. But you know what? They don't want to. They'd rather spend $2,000 on a nanny, $2,000 a month for a nanny, and then they can just go deal with it.
And you know what the problem is?
It's fucking hard because raising kids is fucking hard and a pain in the ass. And a lot of times you just want to chuck them in a goddamn river, but you can't.
You can't.
You can't.
It's not acceptable. Not in this age.
No. There's too much evidence. Too much DNA. You know.
There's too many video cameras around. You know.
Exactly. But it's easy. It's easier to almost make a shit ton more money and have someone else deal with taking care of your kid because they are a pain in the ass. But you know what?
Think about it. You're raising your kids, right? You got Larry David money, right? In some way, don't you wish you could be like, look, I'm going to live in a separate part of the house that's baller. You're going to live in this house that's kind of like what I grew up in, and you go to public school, and I'm not going to let you know that we have money until you're like 15. And then you're going to be like the most appreciative, awesome kid, right?
To 35, not 15. 35. Make them suffer through their 20s. Make them work hard. Make them get a stupid, shitty job in college. You know, make them really earn it. And that's when you
put stuff in there, like they got to work in like fast food just to see how that is. Like
food service, 1,000,000%.
You got to like wait tables just to get that customer appreciate what, you know, how much of an asshole people are to people that are serving them food. Like I see stuff on TV and like in person, and people like being mean to the people that are making and serving their food. Why would you do that? It's just bad. It's bad karma, but it's like, do you want to really piss the person off that's dealing with the food that you're going to put in your mouth? I don't know.
This is why we have COVID.
Exactly. This is why it spread so fast.
Like,
great, I got COVID. I know which motherfuckers I'm going to spit in their mouth and their food.
Remember Fight Club?
Yeah.
The whole thing with the lobster bisque. What the hell? People,
what's up?
Watch out for that lobster bisque.
And the little clip in the middle of the movie.
Yeah. Yep.
The kid's crying like, what happened? It's a penis.
A nice big cock. Still one of the best movies ever.
Yes, very good movie.
All
I gotta go to watch it, but he's still too young.
Yeah, give him a couple more months.
Yeah, give him about 2 months. He'll be fine.
Yeah. All right. Well, that wraps up the old podcast for the week. Thank you so much for listening. We really do appreciate it. Check us out, skibumpodcast.com. We are on all your favorite social media networks at Ski Bum Podcast. Check out the shop on the website, skibumpodcast.com/shop. iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher. Subscribe, rate us 5 stars. Thank you. If you want to send us a message, skibumpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Stay high, stay fluting.
See ya.